All right. Okay. All right. We're in there right now. I'm in there right now. I don't know if anyone else, it's not important. When you about your father's business, you just be about his business and let him himself take care of any and everything thereafter. Good morning, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say it is a beautiful day in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. I thank the Most High Yah for who he is all by himself. I thank him for being the greatest. I thank him for being the number one wisdom, the number one knowledge, the number one understanding. He is perfect. He is excellent. Again, he is great. He is good. He is awesome. He is all that and some. And I just thank the Most High for being who he is by himself. That's why he called himself the I am, because I'm all that and some. And I thank him for that. I'm coming this morning and I'm going to cover time. Okay. We're not in a period of time. Time is done away with. We're in that day. And because we're in that day, hello in live chat. Glad to see you here this morning, this early morning. I know it's surprising to see Sister Deborah going live this early in the morning, but the Most High been dealing with me for the last 5 or 6, 7 days. I would say, I can't even pinpoint how many days it has been that he has come to me in my spirit and has ministered so many great things to me. I can't deny him. I can't not turn my back away from all of this understanding and wisdom and knowledge that he has, because he is the one that holds it all. I'm just coming to talk about time this morning. We're not in time. We're in that day. I remember in Isaiah 3, he talks about in Isaiah 2, in Isaiah 3, in Isaiah 4, and throughout the old, as they say, and the new, as they say, he spoke of in that day. Well, notice in that day was some power punches. That means it was information that we are to really look at very careful. Good morning, everyone in live chat. It's good to see you this morning, this early morning. But what he was saying in time and season was one period. But now we're in that day that there's no more procrastinating, and or it's no more thinking that, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to be here, setting everything in time, because everything that is going on, everybody trying to line it up with time. But y'all want me to tell you today, we're not under time. We're in that day. Okay. When Yeshua was at the with the 12, and he was telling them and about the time where he is, it's going to be a time period. He said where, no, he didn't say a time period. He said the hour is near. So he was explaining to them that he was about to have to decrease in a way that death was coming up on him in that hour. You see, so even when Yah speaks, he speaks of even when Yeshua HaMashiach is speaking, he also speak of an hour. My hour is near. So we have to be very careful when we're thinking things are still riding on time and season, and it's not. It's in that day. And everything that he was, Yeshua HaMashiach was lining up, he made sure you knew that when it was close to time, he called it, my hour is near. You see, he called it, my hour is near. In the old, they called it, when they prophesied about what's going to happen in our day and time, they called it in that day. That's showing us that we're beyond time and season. We didn't pass that up. We're in that day. What do you mean, Deborah? We're in that day. The revelation is walking itself up and down this earth. And we're walking as if we're on a time period of time and season, and that is not so. So Sister Deborah going to talk about several situations and several issues, and I'm going to talk to you as if we are in that day. In Isaiah 3, he talks about a lot. In Isaiah 2, 3, and 4, and throughout the old, as they call it, he speak of in that day. Believe me, we must have respect for when he say in that day. Okay? Even when Jacob had told the 12 tribes to gather themselves together, that I may tell you what is before thee in that day. You see, Jacob was even speaking in those same terms. And a lot of it, 99.9, are missing it because they think it's their time period. They think it's their time and season to boom and to get big, to be recognized, to be noticed, or to be heard. It's not that time of season, you guys, because you ain't talking about nothing. Because Yah has, he explained this to me this morning, something I did not know. I knew, but I didn't know. I didn't know the capacity of strong delusion. And when I went on speaking to him this morning, he began to tell me in my spirit, Deborah, don't forget the strong delusion. You know, that means people are in that means they're in a situation where many of them ain't gonna even come out of that, because he said they would rather believe a lie than to believe the truth. And he said, you can't measure it, but I can. So he said, I can't measure it, but he can. And he measured it by also dispersing a strong delusion so they can continue to believe what they want to believe. And the reason why I say that is because I knew I would have to get on here and I was going to discuss that. It's to the point where they are telling so much information in regards to what is going on in the world, and they missing the vital point of what actually is taking place. And the part that they're missing is they're not showing and giving and revealing the right hand of the Father. They're not revealing who rules over it all, whether it's good or bad. They want to share everything with you so that you can be steadfast toward what they're saying and their page and what they're teaching and what they're revealing. So now people are now totally in themselves and in their flesh, because I'm like saying, Father, they get on here. A lot of them are starting up, and they have started their page, and they started first, Father, humble. But how is it they keep going down a different road? He began to tell me this morning and yesterday, he was sharing with me, it's because where they started. See, where they were taught when they felt they were falling in a new awakening, it's what they were told that gave them that mindset that, okay, I found out some truth. Now I got it. You know what? Now I understand it. Now I get it. No, you don't get it, because it wasn't for man to reveal to you anything and you get it. It was for the Most High Yah to be able to bring something to your spirit that you may be able to know that you know that he is the revealer. He is the true teacher. You know, he is the true revealer. You see, but see what happened is they get into these organizations and these groups and these cults, and I really believe it, and to where they brainwash them to the point where they start their own page, and they're fine at the beginning, but then they branch away from the camps and the different groups and the different organizations, okay? And then they get on YouTube and they start their own page, and they start off humble, but then all of a sudden they go way on the deep end, and now I see them talking like the people on the corner, the camps, and then they begin to speak like they're in the world. You know what I'm saying? They begin to say the same thing to people. That's the same thing that people are saying on the street corners in the camps, which a lot of people be bashing them. But what they didn't understand is a lot of them that's on this platform, that's where their mind has been and their mind is still at. It's just that now you're giving them the energy to make them feel that they're important and they are someone and they know truth, and you can trust in their opinion and their emotions and what they are saying. They are righteous, they are just. And when I see all of this, I said to the Most High, where is this coming from? And then when he went on to tell me, it's because even though they come up out of these camps, they come up out of these groups, and they begin to be they begin to form their own YouTube or Facebook page, and they begin to form they think their own understanding and their own belief, but they carry everything they taught right back into the same platform, back into the same way they came out of. So it's like it doesn't go anywhere. It still feeds and breeds in them, and they thinking they're speaking something different from the different groups and the different cults and the different camps and the different organizations in this new awakening movement, but they're really saying the same thing. That's because they can't get away from it. And I asked the Most High, I said, but why is this? He said, Deborah, come on. Didn't I tell you out of my own mouth is what you hear? I will put a strong delusion on them, and I have done just that. And I think of that and I say, oh, Father, that's deep, because there's no turning back. So when Sister Deborah is seeing these things and can judge these things as they are, I'm seeing it clearly for what it is. Okay. And because of that, that's what you call endurance. A lot of people think endurance is something that you suffer from in your body. No, it's what you suffer in your spirit. Do you understand? Because when Yeshua came, he endured. He endured. Why? How did he endure? Because he endured being 100% righteous, walking amongst 100% unrighteous, and said not a word. He had to endure that. Those 30 some odd years, he had to endure being 100% righteous with all power, and then walking amongst 100% unrighteous and said not a word. So that's what endurance is endurance gift from the Most High Yah is when he has birthed righteous in you in a way that you got to walk therein in spite of all the wrong that's being said, that's being portrayed, that's being deceived. He said you got to walk therein and say not a word. And when he means say not a word, he meaning don't try to come to change it. Speak on it. Stand on the mountaintop. But it's not your power to change what is to come and what has been prophesied out of the mouth of Yah. You see? So you can step into all kind of things that's out of the mouth of man. And that's what you hear a lot of what Sister Deborah is saying, trying to get them to separate, rightly divide the word of truth from the word that is not truth, because it did not come out of the mouth of Yah. With that being said, I'm seeing a lot of them coming up, starting off humble, but next thing you know, they're going into this deep end. And I'm like, now where are they coming from with that? You see? And I have a very strong issue with it, but who am I? I am a vessel of the Most High Yah. I am used by whatever he chooses to. I am used for whatever he chooses me for. It is well with me. Now, in this process, I heard a couple of issues regarding a 16-year-old girl. I know many of you all have heard that was killed by the police. Now I'm going to show you why Sister Deborah had to go before the throne of the Most High Yah. When I have to go through, let me tell y'all something y'all do not and will not understand, but I'm going to say it anyhow. When Sister Deborah had to go to the throne of Yah, you all better watch it. Because I'm saying, okay, now, Father, here I am standing in the midst of thee. Talk to me where I can hear you. I need something to soothe, to comfort. I know greater is he that's in me, that is my comforter, but can I have some understanding with this that's going on? So I'm trying to understand. I've heard probably like 3 videos regarding this young girl that's 16 that got shot, that had a knife in her hand. Okay, we do know that, Sister Deborah do know that life is death is in the hand of the Most High Yah. You know, he give it and he take it away, and blessed be the name of the Most High Yah. Okay, so but in spite of that, I look at not so much as the choice and the order in which Yah had took her out. I mean, not took her out, but caused her to sleep. I look at the order of how people conduct themselves regarding this matter. And when I see it, I see again this heavy darkness amongst our men again. And it's so heavy, I had to go before the throne of the Most High Yah. Wait a minute now, what is this? And that's when he brought to me, Deborah. You remember that strong delusion I told you? I taught you about it. That's what's upon these men. He said it's so much upon them to the point where I'm suffering you to tell them right now and right now. Meaning in this day, they will not go over to the promised land. All right. So you if you wants to portray you going, you keep packing your bags, keep getting ready in your flesh, thinking that you're going over there. You're not going. So you better live with the matter of in this day what's actually taking place, because you're not going. The hearts of our people are so hardened, you see. And then Yah has to bring a strong delusion, because he's saying, Deborah, they would rather believe a lie than the truth anyway. And I know that, he said. So therefore, I put that strong delusion that they would rather continue to believe a lie than believe the truth. So don't take that to heart. I taught you that. See, he stay on me. He disciplined me. And I'm willing to say, I might not have any sense in my flesh, but in my spirit, it got it made. You see what I'm saying? I listen to him. I can hear his voice. I can hear him in me. I know what he's speaking in my spirit. I know he when he's talking to me, and he's getting me right. So as I was sitting here this morning, I took someone to work this early this morning, and I was just talking to the Most High. Well, what is this? What is going on with this mindset about this young girl? You hear a lot of males going up against this 16-year-old who lost her life by a police shooting her because she had a knife and she was trying to stab several, I'm just going to say, females. First of all, why were those females in the presence of this 16-year-old? Think y'all think. Now I'm going to take you a little deeper than that. When you hear these males speak, I hear the strong delusion that Yah speaks of. So perfect, I can hear it. I can feel the strong delusion within them. Because listen to this is what the males are saying. These women are so out of order. And these girls, you can't tell them nothing. They think they all this and they think they all that. They hard-headed, you can't tell them nothing. And these women are the same way. Just all this negative. But guess what they didn't understand? Like he said, a strong delusion. The men still today do not understand. Baby, these children today and the children of yesterday is the product of the Father. That's something that you would never hear a man teach and preach on these devil platforms. That shows me exactly what y'all say. They would rather believe a lie than to believe the truth. Now watch this young girl. One thing about why Sister Deborah stay on the top of the head of a man is because that is what Yah has charged me to do. Okay. And they can't do nothing about it. That's why I love standing at the narrow gate. I love that whole idea of the small remnant. I love that whole idea, even though I know that I'm not going over to the promised land because I'm going to sleep. But those who getting geared up and getting ready, you might as well sit your butt down because you have failed again, just as your forefathers, but worse. Because you were, even when we came over to this land, it was for us also to get a hold of ourselves. You see, he said it caused us to bring us to be jealous. We didn't go through none of that. We didn't go through nothing that we should have. After all that we've gone through, you think we have a different mind. We will want peace. We will want joy. We will want happiness. We will want unity. Instead, we want the opposite of all of those. You see? And we have no leader. We never had. Look at Jesse Jackson. Look at everybody, everyone that led the Black people. Always been a man. But where have we been? And where have we gone? Nowhere. You see what I'm saying? So like James Brown says, he was correct. And as I was listening to a song that James Brown has sung, he did, I think it's like 3 different songs that sung a message to the ones that are elect by the Most High Yah. Why? Because he say, he that has an ear, let him hear. And when he say he teach you all things, he mean, Deborah, if I take you to a mountain, I can get that mountain to speak to your spirit. If I take you like he did that dog, if I take you to a kitten, that he can get that kitten to speak to my spirit. You see what I'm saying? If he take me to a car, he can get that car to speak to my spirit. Your spirit has to be ready to hear what thou said, the Most High Yah. See, your spirit has to be prepared that he said that I am who I am. I can be any and everything that I want to be. You see? So we have to accept that the forms that he come to us with, you better watch yourself because he's realer than real in it. He can commune with you in any way that he desires. He is the I am. That's why when Moses told him, tell him I am who I am. Don't worry about my name. Don't worry about who you want me to be. I can be whatever I want to be and when I want to be. So I am who I say that I am, and get a grip of that. So I just thank the Most High for what he was revealing to me this morning about a strong delusion, because I hope I'm pronouncing that word delusion, I think right. But I thank the Most High for that, because what he's doing, he's giving me comfort in the midst of chaos, and it's a beautiful thing. And it has a great deal to do with peace, bringing some peace to me. You know what I'm saying? Because when I see these men making these videos regarding this 16-year-old girl getting shot, I'm going to cover something regarding that. And I'm going to try to give you a better look of what heavens is actually beholding on the earth. And what he's saying is this, Deborah. This young girl that was murdered, you heard them on this YouTube hooping and hollering about any and everything that goes on. Okay? They only measure it out of unrighteous. They never measure it, he said, in righteousness. They measure it in unrighteous. They measure it in unrighteous toward their own hateful heart. He said, not only are their heart hateful, it is hardened. It has no compassion, no love in it. None of who he is, because the way they're speaking is totally out of order. It is not of the Most High Yah. It has no connection to the Most High Yah. Now, listen to this. This young girl was trying to stab someone else. Now, she's at her house. Now, deal with that. That alone. Wait a minute. This young girl is at her house. Why are you all here on her turf? Not only that, was the opposite race, that girl would not have been shot, but those girls would have been stabbed. Why? Because you're coming on her turf. She's feel threatened. That's just like stand your ground. Now watch this here. Now you're going to see what's actually taking place. When I see a 16-year-old in this day and time, I see someone who really having a lot, 99.9. I'm going to go on there. A lot of times they didn't have a leader in the house. And because of the leaders have lied throughout time of why they haven't been in the house, why they're not going to be in the house, how they have not been responsible to the order in which Yah has created them. See, they think Yah created them to get on these platforms and talk to you. No. He wants you to go back first to your first love and then your second. Because your first love is him. Your second one is your responsibility for the reason he created you. See, and they forgot that one. They flipped over that one, flipped over another one, flipped over there, and now they over here saying all these wives I can have. Do that make any sense? So here is a child, 16, at a location where someone is coming, and it is said, now let's get that clear. It is said that she was at home. She came out because I guess other girls come down to her house and wanting to rumble with her, and she's going to rumble the way she knows. Okay. And that is to take a knife out. When a young girl at that age get to the point where nothing matters anymore, first of all, you have to understand she's a foster child. Okay. You don't know what she went through in those foster care. Okay. So you don't know what her life was really like. I thank the Most High that he still has her in his hand. I really do, because she came here just passing by, and she left with a bad name, she left many talking negative and bad about her. You have ignorant Negroes, Negroes only, going up against their own. You see, without seeing any righteous. Now, this is what I'm going to explain to you. This young girl came out with this knife. If that was a white man with a gun, it would be all right. Why? He's standing his ground. Wait a minute. Hold up. You mean you can pull a gun out and someone coming to your house, you can shoot? Yes, you can. It's called stand your ground. Not only that, if those two girls were coming to a white man's house or a white girl's house and she come out with a gun, it's no way in hell that a white cop or a black cop would have shot that girl or that man or that woman that's white that's coming out with that gun. Not a knife, with a gun. The message y'all want me to say into you all are very foolish, and you are loaded with a strong delusion. You know not righteous nor unrighteous. Because the first thing, when someone coming out of their own property and on their own property with a knife and is threatening someone with that knife, if you said you got time to say, put the knife down, you got time to shoot that leg. That's all it took. That leg would bring her down. Not only did this man shoot her once, from what I can understand, not sure, they said he shot her 5 times. Now, what Negro man is said he awakened would even be on this devil platform telling you how wrong she was? Why? Because that's the hate that Yah has told me about that they have in their hearts. They hate is so potent and so strong that Yah said, Deborah, I'm going to let you know today, I suffer a strong delusion to come upon them. And that also sits me back down. That sits me back all the way down like this here and sit back. All right, Father, let thy will be done. Because that makes me understand how high level their hate can go. Now, it is said when they go through the training They were always taught in time past to shoot the leg. You would have shot that girl leg, she would have came down. But you didn't do that. You shot her 5 times. What is going on in your inner man that allow you to shoot a 16-year-old female 5 times? See? But you got your Negro men on these devil platforms that you all cater to, you listen to, how would I say it? You sit up under and be deceived by. Tell you that was her fault because the women don't listen. When the authority tell you to put that knife down, you should have put that knife down. No. It's not like that, y'all. It ain't like that. It ain't like that. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Once you get heated in that, I'm a grown woman, and I'm gonna tell you when I'm a grown woman. Take me there. I ain't got no sense in the flesh, but I got the sense in the spirit. But if you had to take me there, you probably most likely fall out dead, because I know my Father in heaven would come and throw you out of balance. But I'm just still saying, I myself, someone come to my door talking about bothering me, and I'm 59, and I got a knife because I know they coming to interfere with my life. It's on. Oh, no, don't get me wrong now. I will be praying before I go out. And I'll be trusting in Yah. But this flesh has a mind of itself. You see, someone taking you all the way there. I'm a living witness. That's why nobody don't bother me. Because I don't give them the space to think that taking this old body is the end. It's just the beginning to the New Jerusalem. For me. That's how I see it. So if I stand for righteousness, now her going out there with that knife is not standing for righteousness. But who are you and I to say to a 16-year-old who's a foster child, whose life has been cut short because her daddy forsaken her, her mother forsaken her. So who are we to sit and say something so hateful regarding a 16-year-old Negro of our own tribe? That's where the man's minds are at today. They gone. So Sister Deborah is telling them and sending a message. You're on time. That's what you want. You ain't got no more time. You on not time. Let me get that right. Let me clear that up. Not time. You on that day. This day. It is this day. Time is done with. So if you think you got time to do this and to do this and prepare for this, y'all say keep on thinking that. You'll be here today and be gone tomorrow because you used all your time, even the 400 years, hating, disliking, disrespecting him, dishonoring him, doing everything negative. You did it on time and season. But let me tell you, y'all said time is over. We are on this day. That means that if you ain't getting it right today, you're out of it. So the mindsets of the men today, y'all say, is full of strong delusion. Because he said they would rather believe a lie than to believe the truth. Now, here she is, dead, and still be hated. How can that be? I say, Father, wait a minute, where's the compassion? Where's the mercy? Where's the love? Oh, they nation, my people, united. We need to love. We need to come together. How in the hell do they form an organization in a group, or even their ugly mouth to say such a thing when that much hate is built up in them to the point where the Most High Yah has poured out a strong delusion upon them that they may rather believe a lie than to believe the truth. And many of our silly women follow them. I'm going to show you something. About 6 months ago, I went to Hobby Lobby. And I don't know if many of you all have heard about Hobby Lobby. But I went to Hobby Lobby, and I think I showed this picture before. And I look at this here. When I saw this picture, it blew my mind. And I purchased it. And I wanted to put it up in my store. But the Most High had given me so much revelation about this picture. So much. I said, let me take this picture down. Then I took it and put it in my lower level where I could video where I normally would want a video and was fixing it up. And I got it down there. I said, no, I don't want it there either. Now I have it in the corner of the window, just facing when I could see it. When I look at this here, I think of my father, my pawpaw, Jacob. I really do. You all don't understand this. I thank Jacob so much for being who he was. I thank Isaac and Abraham because they were my example of my example. I don't know about yours. You might prefer these people on this platform, these men on this platform that's feeding you. But I prefer Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Them being my guide to what took place during their time. Because there's a lot of honesty rest therein. And it's a lot of information that their spirit can lead you and guide you in. And this here is what Jacob had mentioned to me. So when I got this here picture, I looked at it in Hobby Lobby. They had it, and it was just $17.99. And I got this picture because I thought of the tribe of Judah. Okay. But I wanted to send the message, it's time for them to see. But as Jacob ministered to me, Jacob assured me that, Deborah, they're not going to see. Hallelujah. See, sometimes when the Most High sees me at a level where he knows that I need to hear from the fathers of yesterday, he will suffer them to minister to my spirit in the way it really was back then. So as Jacob was leaving in that day, he said that he gathered the sons together to tell them what is to be upon them in that day. Jacob didn't say in time and season or in the time to come, okay, or in the future. He said in that day. So when I hear Jacob say that, I think about what the Most High been sharing with me through Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Solomon, and several others. They spoke strongly regarding in that day, you see, and because it's so potent, you all need to do a study on that in that day, because when you do your study on in that day, you will see what we are actually going to go up against in this day, because they were prophesying and giving us some ideal of what is going to be upon us in our days. But we don't want to listen to that. We rather get on here and hear those that's teaching and thinking they got the righteous word, and they don't. Y'all say they are full of delusion. And he said it was him who has placed it there. Okay. When I see this here, I think about Jacob. Go to the chapter where Jacob was his hour was near, and he was leaving. He was dying, and he wanted his sons to gather themselves together. When he talked about the tribe of Judah, which is 99.999 on this devil platform, hooping and hollering about they awaken. When he talks about them, you have to be very careful, because this is a father talking about his son. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! And telling him the future of his generations, of the generations to come. And men bypass those sort of things because they want you to believe a lie than to believe the truth. One thing I like about Jacob, it reminds me of myself, because I don't believe in telling my children lies. I tell them who they are. Okay. Why? Because if y'all suffer me to be blessed, to be able to prophesize into people's lives, how dare I prophesize in others' lives when y'all has called me to do so, and not prophesize in my own children's lives, not tell them what God said the Most High God. Okay. So Jacob was saying that to them. Jacob was leaving. He was dying in that hour, in that day, when he was telling them what is to come upon their own generation in the days, the end days. Okay. So Jacob spoke of this lion. He spoke of this lion in which we are seeing right here. Now, how could Jacob speak to my spirit in the word, the biblical, regarding this lion? Why? Because see, Yah bring to those that are his spirit and truth. And if he can speak it through a picture, he do that. Why? Because he said, I am. I can do what I want to do. And what do you have to say about it? Because I am all that and some. So who are you to tell me what to do or what is mine? So he allowed Jacob to send Sister Deborah a message. The reason why I have to say it that way is because I want to give the Most High all the glory and the honor in the way he put things together. You know, he knows who's who and what's what. And he knows that if I'm going to let Jacob say what he's going to say, I'm going to make sure my elect grip it. You see? While these others walking around here saying, I'm awakening and I know this and I know that, and leading the people and the multitude in the great falling away. Falling away from what, Deborah? Not a church building, not a website, but the hearts away from Yah. See, great falling away has to do with your heart has turned totally away from the Most High Yah. And you would rather believe a lie than to believe the truth. You would rather believe a man than to believe the Most High Yah, who come to get in your spirit, lead you and guide you by his spirit. We don't want that. We don't want what we cannot see and believe. We want what we see and believe. So Jacob, when I got this here, this was during the time Jacob had already been ministering to me regarding the tribe of Judah. And I was trying to understand about the tribe of Judah. And what I learned was through Jacob, through my pawpaw, my way back, Jacob, he told the tribe of Judah that your hand shall always be in the neck of your oppressors. That is a sign you'll never hear these Negro men talk about, preach about, but they call themselves awakening. That's a sign that Jacob said that you're going to always want to fight back. You're going to always try to fight back. You're going to always have your neck, your hand in someone's neck. When you have your hand in someone's neck, what is that doing to them? When you have your hand in someone's neck, what is that doing to them? That's what Jacob said about the tribe of Judah. You'll always have your hand in your oppressor's neck. That's a powerful statement. So all this stuff about our men lying and our people lying about people bothering them, people doing this and people doing that. Jacob left word that Judah, your hand's going to be in the neck of the oppressor always. You know what else Jacob said? He said, Deborah, you can hang it up. You can talk to men all day and all night. It ain't going to matter. They ain't getting up. And then he turned around and said, they're going to be like an old lion. There you go. Is not this lion old? Why would a lion, out of reality, need glasses? Because he can barely see. If reality had to put glasses on a lion, that means he having problems seeing. Now, whoever created this picture, they didn't know the fullness of what they were doing, but they were sending a message to Yah's elect. From who? From Jacob. You see, he said, the tribe of Judah is going to be like an old lion crouched down. Who can arouse Judah? Nobody. Not Sister Deborah, not any other prophet, not any other prophetess, not nobody. But Shalom. Shalom is the one that's going to come and clean the filthiness up. That's going to come and clean the mess of tribe of Judah up. That's going to come, put a new spirit in Judah. That's going to come and give them a new heart. Okay? And take out that stony heart. Why? Because he has to do quickly in that day, which is now. He has to do what he said he would do. that all things may be fulfilled, is to get him cleaned up enough just to take him over there to that promised land. To fulfill Abraham, you really think that? Do you really believe it's about Abraham? You know what it's to do? It's to fulfill his will. Because Abraham ain't had no darn will. But as he wants you to understand that I had the respect for a man that had highly respect for me. So I will labor it as to fulfill the promise of this man that believed in me. You see? That's it. But is it really fulfilling what he said to Abraham? No. It's fulfilling his own will. Because this ain't Abraham's will. This is Yah's will. Yah's will was predestined, ordained, appointed, and anointed before the foundation of the world when Abraham wasn't even existed. So we know that even though he said he's going to bring him all back to the promised land, he's just letting you know I'm about what I say and I say what I'm about. I'm keeping my word. You see, because it's lining up with my will. I keep the word. Why? Because what I say, because it lines up with my will, shall be done. Not a word will come back void. His will is going to stand whether we like it or not. Whether he's putting 99.9 in delusion, it don't matter. His will is going to stand. Now, what you didn't know was this. He didn't tell Abraham how he would do it, when he would do it, and the way he would do it. But I hear the Most High say to me, Deborah, I'm going to clean up that small remnant, take them over there. I'm going to get that land prepared like the Garden of Eden. I'm going to raise them dry bones of men that died with David in the battle with David. I'm going to raise them up and I'm going to put them on that land that I promised Abraham. And it will be finished. And a lot of people don't even know. It's going to be a done deal. That part, it's going to be a done deal in the eyes of Yah. It's going to be then fulfilled the promise that he said that he would do about Abraham according to what? His own will. And we run around here thinking it's about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We run around here thinking it's about the Israelites. You are straight up crazy. Because you know what? I always fought up against that 1044. I always fought up against that. Because if you counted that 144, you hear them naive and ignorant Hebrew Israelite leaders talking about that. That should show them. That's less than 1%. Less than 1% of the 12 tribes. And that's sad. That have been created on the face of the earth since the beginning of it to the end. That's less. That's less. Let's say not the beginning to the end, since the tribes were since Jacob had the tribes. You have to count back in. Okay, so you can't just say that. Oh, we the tribe, we the one that's going. You see the ignorance. So the strong delusion is a reason for that. You see, so when Sister Deborah is talking, she's talking what she knows. She's talking what the Spirit is showing her and telling her. Because, see, the word speaks out of the mouth of Yah. But the word also speaks most of it is out of the mouth of man. You have to be able to rightly divide the word of truth. Why is that? Why do you have to do that with the Bible? Why is that? Because you won't have to have his spirit to divide what is truth and what is not. You see? And when I see this here, I think of Jacob. I said, Jacob, you sure knew, didn't you? You sure knew. You first, he called him an old lion. Judas, you're going to be like an old lion. That means you ain't going to do nothing ever. Even to the point when you old, you ain't going to get up and do nothing. So that's why I understand why our men mindset is where it's at. Why they chasing their mindset of their flesh, telling them they this and they that and they this and they that. But wait a minute, I hear Jacob say in the spirit realm, Deborah, don't put so much emphasis in thinking that they're going to. They're not going to get up. They are my sons. I know each and every last one of them. I prophesy to you and many others that trust in the Most High Yah. I left a light on that you may see your way through. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, yet I shall fear no evil. Why? For thou art with me. You see, he's always with you through the shadow of death, through the issue of life. You see, because it's a death. You're dying every day. You see, so this here is a picture that Jacob spoke of. That's that old line. He even needing glasses. See, the glasses is an error. Why? Because the glasses is thinking, oh, now he gonna see. Now, who would have created this here? Hobby Lobby is kind of, from what I heard, I can't say it's true, a racist organization. So who drew this picture? Who put this out? It wasn't no Negro man. It wasn't no one in the tribe of Judah. I can tell you that. So who knew what Jacob was talking about outside of the Most High Yah? Who knew that his prophet would come into the store and see and look at this here to give me full closure that they are blind. And the glasses is to pretend that they can see. They can't see. He said, they say they see, Deborah. I know they do. I know they do. But understand what I say. They cannot see. He said, Deborah, they say they hear. But Deborah, understand what I say. They cannot hear. So when I understand Yah, I'm more lining up with the comfort that I need to continue to walk this journey. So when I hear our men justify, clarify, and identify every time a female Black woman, whether she's a girl or whatever, always trying to justify it to be an error with the females, they don't even understand. They walking in a strong delusion. Because why you say that, I'm going to bring that to a fleshly level now. Somewhere in you, when you hear stuff like that, first thing should come upon you is compassion. First thing come upon you, compassion. And if the proper kind of compassion come upon you, which is spirit of the Most High God, you'll see things more different than what people are talking about. See, you cannot see things clear in darkness. You can only see things clear in the light. You hear this young man even, what is that? New breed. Yeah, you're a new breed. A new breed of being a fool. That's what you are. Because whenever you turn around, start off on the right path, and then think you finna usher in all this camp and all this mess you've been manipulated and brainwashed to believe without sitting your butt down, letting the Ruach HaKodesh usher the Holy Spirit in you long enough so you can be the vessel of the Most High Yah and not the vessel of the world. How can we say something about little X? These Negro men can't say nothing about little X because in Yah, he said he see them no different. It's just that they are hiding behind issues in his, call themselves his name, which they don't even understand. The name you can't even hide behind because you are written under that name. It ain't a name that you can say or teach nobody. It's where you are written under. You know, like when you're born, when you go into a hospital and you're born, wait a minute, don't you have to write your name down on a certificate? Don't your name have to be put legally on something? When with Yah, he's saying, they were put on my certificate of birth because before the foundation, I wrote your certificate out and you are under my name and I am the father on that birth certificate. That's it. That's it. That's all that is. That's all it is. And all of us that are wrote under that birth certificate, we run around here denying the power therein. We sit here denying, profaning, dishonoring, polluting the name of the Father that's we're listed on the birth certificate under his name. That's it. Let's go further. So when you see this here, you all don't get embedded in the negative heart of the people who cannot see. He said they say they see, Deborah, but they cannot. You must trust in what I say and not so much as what they say. And I be, yeah, you're right, Father. That is so true. Because it's too many times he let me see behind seeing. And my ex-husband was telling me I better really be careful in the way I say things, because it's getting to the point that everything I am saying, it is happening in that day. Let me tell y'all what happened. 3 days ago, I went into Hobby Lobby, not to Hobby Lobby, Michael's, because I said, I'm going to make flowers and flower pots and stuff like that and sell. One thing about Sister Deborah hands is they truly are blessed. They blessed, meaning that whatever I put forth with them, it always come out perfect. Okay. So what the Most High is doing is he allowing me to continue what he has blessed in me to come forth. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna get these flowers. I know, I never did this before, but I'm gonna go on and do it because I already know what I'm capable of doing based on what the Most High has blessed my hands to do. So I goes in the Hobby Lobby because my son said, here, Mom, here go $140. I said, okay, I'm gonna go get me some things. I'm gonna go get me some things. I'm gonna make me some flowers. Okay. So I go to Hobby Lobby and get into the store. And I picked out everything that I wanted, got in the line, and my 140 was gone. I looked and I looked, couldn't find it. I went on out the door, looked in the car, couldn't find the 140. And I began to think, somebody is blessed today. Whoever found it, they are really blessed. And then I called my daughter and my ex-husband and told them I just went in with Hobby Lobby and I lost my $140. See, and they went and told the son that gave it to me why my ex-husband did that. And he come flying over here. This is what he gave me. He come flying over here with another 140 in here, you guys. Another $140. And it says, thank you for everything. He didn't put anything in there but $140. But he said, thank you for everything. Now, he's the son that gave me the 140. When he got word from my ex-husband that I had lost it, he come back over late that night, knowing he got to be in work in the morning. Here, Mama. I said, oh, Raymond, you got me a card. That's so nice. I opened it up. I said, $140? What's this for? He said, just because. And then he began to tell me, Charles told him that I lost. I said, baby, no, you ain't. No, you ain't finna give me this. No, you ain't. He said, I told him, I said, let me tell you one thing, son. I can hear Solomon tell me right today. Deborah, it's a time to lose and it's a time to gain. Blessed be the name of the Most High Yah. So I wanted him to understand it's all right to lose. Because there's going to be a time you're going to lose. But know that there's a time when you're going to gain. And he said, Mama, that's such a good way to look at it. And I said, no, but you can't give me this. I gave his money back. So what happens? Yesterday I woke up and the Spirit of the Most High say, call Hobby Lobby and ask them, did someone turn in $140? Okay, I'm in trouble now because I had to do what my mother told me. You need to stop being hard-headed. When the Most High Yah speaks to you, you need to take heed. She's been telling me that since I was a teenager. Why is it you don't listen to the Spirit of the Most High? He tells you what to do and how to do it and tell you right and wrong, and you don't listen. That's what she's been telling me all my life. Bobby, why you do that? He told you why you. And you know what? Yesterday he told me 3 times to call Hobby Lobby. He didn't come to me hardcore. He came to me in a soft voice. Deborah, call Hobby Lobby. So I picked up my ex-husband from work because I was using his car, and he was on his way to drop me back home. And he said, did you look under your car seat, under the car seat for the money? I said, no. He said, why didn't you look under? I said, I just figured it's time to lose and it's time to gain. So I just lost. It's okay to lose. This is what I'm saying. And guess what came to me? That quiet voice. Deborah, call Hobby Lobby. I said, Charles, he telling me to call Hobby Lobby. He said, he told you to call. Why you don't call? I said, he done told me 3 times today. I'm gonna go and call him. I'm calling them. You know, I called Hobby Lobby, and guess what? The lady said, how much was it? I said, 140. She said, it's here. Tell me who outside of the way I train my children, somebody lose something, you give it back to them. My son, man, lost, I guess he was a construction work. He lost, I think it was 8,000 in his wallet full of $100 bills. My son took it right back where he worked at and gave it to customer service. You know, that's the way I brought him up, you see. So I think about how the way you bring your children up, know that they will be blessed by y'all. And so will you. But when you live a life where you believe, okay, it's a time for this and it's a time for that, all is okay. Blessed be the name of the Most High God. So I get up there to pick up the money, and there it is. It is that. And then they said it's a lady that brought it up and said someone lost their money. Then you tell me. See, that's my life. Always. My life is always about what Yah is capable of doing, what I know that he can do. Now, if he did, it's all right with me. Blessed be the name of the Most High Yah. But if he do, blessed be the name of the Most High Yah. We have to see him that way, not see him the way we want to see him. See him the way man say he is. Now, getting back to this young girl, I'm going to jump into that because it's hitting me now. Don't be naive on these messages on YouTube talking negative about this young girl. Don't let these people fool your mind up. You know, the moment something happened, whether it's white, black, you're supposed to have a feeling of compassion. Even Yah have compassion in that way. His mercy and grace has been poured out on all. While we're thinking that it's all about us. Yes, it's all about us. Let me tell you what it's all about. It's all about our tribes, our nation being wicked and evil. Y'all didn't even know that, did you? It is. That book is all about us. All about us being wicked and evil toward a creator who signed his heavenly birth certificate and put us and our name and the 12 tribes under his birth certificate and signed his name. That's where we at. So therefore, that name that he signed on, not a man on the face of the earth knows it. Because if you really had the right name and had the name, why come judgment? You're gonna say, I did this in your name and I did this. And he's gonna say, I never knew you. Because you're gonna be and woe that name out in your flesh. You're gonna be and woe that name out in your flesh. You're gonna think your spirit didn't even grip that name. You're gonna come stand before glory telling him, oh, I did this in your name and I did that. He's gonna tell you, get away from me. I ain't never knew you. So what, you think you mastered a name? That name is not it. I got the name of who I am on your birth certificate in heaven. My name is signed and put you under my name. That's why he said you're profaning, you're disrespecting, you're polluting my name. Because he signed your name under him being the Father. And you turned around and disrespect him in every way that's possible from the beginning all the way to the end. And still running around here talking about you, the people. We are the children. Don't have no respect for your brother man, your sister. No, nothing. But yet, you want to call all the shots, but heaven's going to judge it all. He's going to judge it all. And that's why people don't understand why it's important to have prophets and prophetess. It is so important to have spiritual vessels of the Most High, there's prophets and prophetess, because they come to give you the judgment before the judgment. You get what I'm saying? So when someone comes to give you the judgment before the judgment, that's giving you a chance to get it right. To get it right. But see, they don't see it like that. They don't see it like that. Everybody is preparing to justify the prophets of the Most High and the prophetess as false. And y'all don't have no problem with that. He said, Deborah, when there was a false prophet, there's anointed prophet. But they would rather believe the lie than the truth, so let them believe the false prophet. See, God, he just got a way of the way he do things. He got one here and one there, and he said, okay, they gonna go this way. Watch this, Deborah. They gonna go this way. And you know what? They go exactly where he say. Why? Because he knows it. See, when he teaches you from the back to the front and not the front to the back, and 99.1 trillion are being taught from the front to the back. That's why a lot of them like to master Torah and like to go precept line, little here and little here. And then when they finish, guess what? The mystery rests in the Ruach HaKodesh that come to bring everything to the light, to spirit and truth. So you'll know the truth of the matter of why this was and why this. My ex-husband keep tampering with me regarding the beast. So I guess that must really be bothering him. He say, if the beast is loose, who let him loose? I said, who you think? Go back to Revelation, y'all, and see how many beasts came up out of the sea. See how many beasts this and beasts that. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better, no, you ain't gonna say y'all better wake up because you ain't gonna wake up. Because if y'all say you got a strong delusion, then that's for those who do have that strong delusion. So I can't wake up those who have the strong delusion. He said, Deborah, they said they see, they cannot see. They said they hear, they cannot hear. So I have to take it for face value of the way the spirit brings it to me. So about the young lady again, if we don't have compassion and sympathy in this day and time for whatever happens, something is wrong with us from the inside out. Something is really wrong with us on the inside out. When you hear a lot of negative about things, even little X, whatever, they bypass and ridicule that young man. But the truth be told, the tribe of Judah is all up in that type of lifestyle. And y'all run around here believing a lie. Y'all run around here believing a lie. And y'all gonna let you believe a lie because he said he would even pour out a strong delusion. That's deep. That's deep for me. Because once you get in there, and it's another word he used, Rebecca baited man or something like that in Roman. Even that's a powerful one too, because it's like it's no turning back. Deborah already know who they are. I know what they like. They ain't gonna get it right. They ain't gonna get it right from the inside out. They gonna stay on the outside and think they're gonna be able to mimic everything in the world and go all around it and gonna realize they didn't sun their inside, which is their spirit, to damnation. And I'm gonna let them do what they do best. See, and I like that because that lets me know he is so sure that he already finished. Everything's finished. Everything's done with in him because he ain't caught up. Like Deborah said, these people talking like this, these people are doing it, but I'm down here, I'm living it. But I'm also enduring it because I have to endure what I am living in the midst of, like Yeshua HaMashiach did. He endured it. He said not a word, meaning he could have said a lot of things, but he didn't because his mission was to do what? Get up on that cross and die for everybody's sin. So his mission wasn't to come here and just reveal, hey, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't. Ooh, why are you doing this? No. He had to endure it until the end and not say a word. See, and that's a big mystery too, you all, when the Bible talks about, and he said not a word, because there's a lot of things going on. Like it is today, it was a lot of that going on during Yeshua HaMashiach time amongst the Hebrew Israelites. But he said not a word. Why? Because we have to stay in order and in line with what Yah is saying. We have to get up out of this thing about thinking it's a way we're saying and we proceeding and we understand it. We have to get out of that. We need to flip that power back where it belongs. And when I say flip it in your heart, your mind, and your soul, in your strength. Flip that back over where it belongs and walk therein. And in that way, you've been giving him all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. You've been turned it over to the one that has the power to make a difference in all of that. But see, we don't want to do that. We want to rule on our own. We think this Facebook is the eternal. We think YouTube is eternal. See, y'all don't believe this, but they do. Because the way they preparing to lie to you is they preparing as if YouTube is eternal heaven. Facebook is eternal heaven. Why you say that, Deborah? Because they're not preparing for anything righteous. They're preparing only their messages for this platform to feed to you all without giving you the message that goes beyond this platform. And that Yah is the I am. He is all power, all authority. He knows the beginning to the end. No, we want to line him up like he's a man. No, he ain't. Boy, he shared so many things with me about Genesis. I was like, now, wait a minute. There's really no end. He said, no, it's not. Too much light in it, Deborah. Too much light in it. So when you hear all this stuff, know that they don't know nothing about the light. They only know about the darkness in which man has spoken unto them. They don't know nothing about my marvelous light and how to walk therein. So you can keep telling them because I caused you to do that. Keep planting that seed. But the truth be told, it's finished, Deborah. It was finished before it was started. Why? Because heaven had received the beginning to the end before he even started creating anything. So while we walking around here thinking we gonna rope Yah with a rope and we're gonna tie him up the way we want it, you go right ahead. You're gonna get tied up in eternal hell, in eternal damnation, because he don't play that. I mean, if you knew who he was, you wouldn't play with him. But most people don't know him, so they play around, they mess around, they lie on him, they pollute his name, they dishonor his name, they disrespect his name. They don't care because they don't know what they're doing and could care less in how they're doing it. I decided, because I ended up talking to a couple of men in the last couple of weeks, and these men are my age and older, and I heard many cries of things that they were going through in life. And what hurt me was they were talking about something that mother have said and mother has done that caused them to be who they are today. And when I heard what mother had said and mother had done, I tried to understand how could a mother say that and how could a mother do that, and I get lost because my babies was they were no, not mine. That's the way I felt. I said, I wouldn't have dared say that to my child. I wouldn't have dared did that to my child. This is what I'm saying. So after hearing their cries, these people who are still holding one thing, two things mother said, and you're a grown man now stepping into your elderly years, still remember what mom said and still holding it. See, these are people who are not delivered. These are a Negro men. This shows me exactly what the Spirit of the Most High have been showing me, that there is so much deliverance in them that they need to even step in the realm of anything righteous. Okay, so therefore, when I hear their cries, the testimony, and when I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and here in Missouri, I give them the testimonies of others. And when they hear the other men testimony that was given to me, they're more like, oh my goodness, they shocked. They like, whoa, that happened. That dude happened. That happened. See, it's always something greater than what's bothering them and what they're carrying throughout their lives. So what happens is steps that has been ordered in our lives were meant for us to go up them, not backwards. And when we are not delivered by the Most High Yah, then we tend to go back down the steps in which he has ordered for us to go up. We go back down saying, no, I don't want to go up. I want to go back down because this happened to me, and I can't move forward. Okay. So as I was speaking to him, we had a really several of them. Matter of fact, it was 3. The last one was 2 days ago. And we had a really good conversation. We talked about a lot of things. And as a mother talking to them, even though they are my age and older, I still was able to give them some motherly input. And I appreciate that from the Most High Yah, especially the testimonies of other men that has given me their testimony. And I noticed in it all, it's never really the issue is never what dad didn't do or what dad could have done. It's always mother. If it's not mother, it's grandmother. So as I see what the Most High was saying when he said there's a spirit of hate among the men, and their hate is legit. It is legit. The hate has some reason why they hate females or mothers and grandmothers, or a lot of hate that's there branched from when they were young. And it makes a lot of sense because what they didn't understand, and where I take them is back to the Genesis. I let them know that anytime a household is out of order, it has to first be out of order by a man. When the man is not where God created him to be, because when Yah create a man in a household, he gives the man the spirit, meaning the children. Mhm. He trusts the man with those spirits, and the man too ignorant to understand that. Let's go there. I'm going to go get mine. Where's my book? And I'm just going to cover that just a minute. That's why if you got a word, like James Brown said, this is a man's world. James Brown knew that. You all need to hear James Brown talk about the beast. James Brown talk about the beast as if the beast existed back then. But our people, which is our men, are too ignorant to recognize it. But James Brown spoke of it because I was listening to a song that my ex-husband was listening to. I said, wait a minute. He talking about the beast. And he said, yeah. And I explained to him what James Brown was saying. And he said, but that's what the Bible said. I said, yeah. See, everybody skipped it. See, y'all always kept the light on for us. We kept turning the light off because we would rather walk in darkness than to walk in light. It has always been a people. That's why it was so easy for them to say, for us to say, our people to say, crucify him, because we are loaded with darkness and wickedness. Even though we were signed under his name before the foundation of the world. He signed our birth certificate as our father. And we had forsaken him just that bad. We have shown up, act up, and everything else. Even Jacob told us that. Jacob, when he talked to his 12 sons at the end, he told us that. He told you how ugly they were. That's what he really did. And who truly they were. And what he saw in his own 12 tribes. But we walk around here thinking, oh, we the people, we this. See how the mindset of them? Now, when you get to John 1, I'm going to show you where if a household is broken, it's still because of the men. It always will be. So what happened was, because the only thing that was there took on a role that was not assigned to her to the fullness. Now, she has a role. Okay? She had a role. Don't get me wrong. But the role in which Yah decided to swoop the coup, meaning leave, not be present. And that's how it is today. A lot of men have took on alcohol, drugs, lust, whoremonger, everything there is, and want you to think that they're the people, and have not took on the first position Yah has called you to be, and that is a man. And then he gave you the spirits. He put the spirits in you, men. And any way that those spirits come out, and the way that they are, James Brown said this is a man's world. He knew what he was talking about. He knew what he was talking about. It's just the ignorant men today just don't get it. They just don't get it. But now, Yah was telling me today, Deborah, the strong delusion, that makes a lot of sense. That bring comfort to me. That it ain't that you was just talking, being negative or being anything. You're being righteous in what you're saying. Now listen to this. In John, go to the Gospel of John, in chapter 1. Okay? In him was life, and the life was the light of men. You see? It started with you, men, and always have been. So if you say you're awakening, you're only awakening to a lot of darkness and stupidity. And that's it. That's it. You ain't working to nothing in the light. He's saying right here, in him was light, and the light was the light of men. Because when he created you, those sperms you see, they like little lights. He created you with the spirits in you. So those spirits, that's where the woman come in as a help meet to meet Yah's will to come to pass. She have to meet with you. Y'all bring forth the will of the Father. This is his plan. Okay? These children. And she birthed the children. But he wanted you to know, men, this is coming from you. This is coming from you. Go to Romans. Go to Romans chapter 1. Just like in Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 4. He said, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. See, he gave them the light to birth, to bring forth into a woman. And the woman incubated, nourish it, take care of it, bring forth. Do you mean he had the woman to bring forth the light that rests in you for you to get out of here and say, because she ain't saying what she's doing and saying and being what you want her to be, you had to leave? No, he didn't let the light come through you and in you for you to think that you're not going to be responsible for the spirit that he had that he had allowed to rest in you. See, that's where it's messed up on the floor. So when these men are complaining about their mother, you know why they complaining about the mother? Because she was there and the only one was there. And because that order was not in order, the man never took on the creative position. Man has never took on the creative position in which Yah had created him. You won't hear him preach that. You won't hear him teach that either. Why? Because he took his crown off. That's why Yah wanted you to be very cautious in what. And you can see how he did this. He said he created man out of the midst of the dirt. You know, he created and formed man. And then he began to create everything in the midst of them. Then he looked at him and said, oh no, out of all the things I created, it was good. But wait a minute. Man, it's not good without woman. But he still didn't create woman. He turned around, created the beast, and handed them to Adam so he can name them. You see? So where along the line did the man take off his authority? Hallelujah. Where along the line did the man didn't follow that one commandment, that one law that was given only unto him? That's why this book is messed up from the floor. But I thank the Most High for the Ruach HaKodesh to come to teach you all things. What you mean you come to teach me, Ruach? Yeah, Deborah, I'm finna bust everything out of its order in the way man created it. That's what the Ruach come to do. That's why nobody don't really want the Ruach HaKodesh, because it'll make them a lie every day. Okay, so when you go to Romans, when you go to a chapter of Romans, this is showing you that the light has already been in the man. Y'all put it that way. And he said he gave it to everyone that come into the world because it got to come through man. See, they so ignorant. They thinking, oh, we rulers, we kings, we this. No, baby, you got the wrong mentality. You got the wrong mentality. You got to understand what he brought through you. And what you see today, the way the world is because of what you brought, came through you. And you never took your righteous position, even in the Garden of Eve. You took your crown off a long time ago, bro. In the beginning, and you still taking your crown off today. You see, and they sit here running around here trying to blame the opposite. You can't blame the opposite, because when he gave you your crown and he told you, you do this and you do this and he don't do this and don't do that, you were by yourself. You see, you took that crown off and said, okay, woman, you do it. Way back in the Garden of Eve. So you took off on every last one of these children that you left, and the household that you left. It wasn't because of woman. It's because of the Garden of Eden. You took off then. You took your crown off way back. It didn't take you to take your crown off when you was with a woman who wasn't submissive, who wasn't doing what she's supposed to do, who wasn't doing what the man telling her to do. No, it didn't have nothing to do with that. It had to do with what were you in the beginning. See, that's why I say they want to teach you from the end and bring it to the back. But God will teach you from the back to the front. That's righteous. That's righteous. Now, when you go to the book of Romans, this is what you hear. Listen to this, women. Women, listen to this. Romans chapter 1, verse 18. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from where? Heavens all ungodliness and unrighteousness of who? Men. Watch this. Of men who holds the truth in unrighteousness. Okay? Because 19, because that which may be known of y'all is manifested in them, for y'all has shown it unto them. Man had righteous in him from the beginning. He had all those sperms, which was light, which were spirits that y'all had given him to disperse into a womb of a woman. And he did nothing with it. He didn't teach it. He didn't feed it. He didn't counsel it. He didn't bring it up. He didn't give it housing. He didn't give it food. But yet you want to be a ruler today on these devil platforms. You tell me if that's not messed up from the floor up, I don't know what is. How you going to rule any household? What woman wants to be submissive to a man that has not been submissive to his own flesh? See, you have to get your own flesh in control of your spirit. But if you don't, a woman turn around and submit to your flesh. What do that make her to be? A woman that's serving your flesh. Now, if you submit your flesh, men, under your spirit, and let your spirit be led by y'all, a woman better submit to you. That's real. That's real talk. But who submits to a man that have not submit unto himself? A lost, silly woman, laden with sin. And it shall be. A lot of things people thinking y'all coming and he's going to change. He's going to do. No, he ain't. He already let me know. Deborah, this, you see all this? You see it. You flesh. You there. You see it. And it makes so much sense to me why he don't have the time nor the space to even come to rechange that. And I thank him because he prophesied it. He ordained it. He predestined it to go according. And I think the way he got it going is beautiful. Does it hurt? Yes, it does. Because when you get a 16-year-old out there fighting because she had to, and you all don't even know the situation, but they judging it. These men on this devil platform. How can you judge getting shot 5 times? Be justified not being okay because she was acting a fool. When he told her to put the gun, the knife down, she did. Tell me what white man on this devil platform all around the world who have had all kind of guns, did they mow them down? Not now time did they put the gun down. They brought in all kind of things and all kind of people to talk them down. They've been and killed people up in the building. They still won't mow them down. But a 16-year-old Negro girl comes out her on her own turf, getting mowed down 5 times. And the Negro men justify it and clarify it to be right. They sick. I don't want to hear it no more. And I will step into every time I hear a Negro man, I'm going to make it my business to step into him. Every Negro man that's on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever. And I'm saying this because it's going to the wind. He said whether they hear it or not, it don't matter, Deborah. Truth then went out. Righteousness went out. Don't say a word. You need to muzzle your mouth the rest of your life. Because anytime you can make right wrong at that level, and then sit here talking about they bombing our men, they killing our men. No, you're killing your own men and cannot see. But the moment he kills a 16-year-old female, you should hear these men, y'all. They make it right. They don't understand that young child that got killed. 16, and then they said she wasn't a child, she was an adult. When did the world call a 16-year-old an adult? I wish my daughter would have told me she was an adult at 16. I wish she would have. But now the men call her an adult at 16, saying you can't tell these black women nothing. These black girls are just going wild. They're going wild because you ain't never took your righteous position in the household, period. And you justified and clarified by blaming the female. and they never took your role because you never had your crown on in the Garden of Eden. You took it off way before Eve even showed up. You took it off. That's why the serpent was able to come in the midst of you and her, because he already knew he had you. He just needed to get her. And I know a lot of things that you read is what you read, but the Ruach HaKodesh will bust that thing wide open in your spirit and give you spirit and truth of what the matter is. That's why he said, rightly, Deborah, rightly divide that word, because everything in there is not of me. Everything that's been said is not out of my mouth. So you make sure you divide it, but you can't divide it without the spirit. You only can divide it with the spirit, because the spirit of the Most High comes to divide that, to get it right in you. You see, and you can't divide it with these messages from these people on this devil platform. That's not dividing the word. You can't divide it precepting it. You can't divide it lining it. You can't divide it a little here, a little there. You can't divide it like that. You can't divide it with all these multitude of books. You can only divide it by spirit and by truth. That's the only way the word of the Most High Yah can be divided, by spirit and by truth. So I'm saying to you all, it is over. It is finished. You ain't gonna get no righteous talking. You ain't gonna get no righteous man leading. You ain't gonna get no man that's upright and just. When they start on the path, I don't know where in the world they go down a different road. And to me, that's very deceiving. That's where the great falling away has already taken place. The hearts of the people have turned totally away from the true living Yahuwah and decided to follow behind man and his definition of who Yah is. And he's falling behind his own emotions, his own understanding, his own will. And it's taking you all out of the order of biblical. So the reason why he says for fathers and not for mothers, because he wants y'all to know he ain't never lined it up about you women. I know it. They put it in there. They want to run to Eve. Wait a minute. Before Eve was created, I heard the Most High Yah said, it is not good for man to be alone. Wait a minute, Father Yah, what you mean it ain't good? Everything you created, you said it was good. And then when you said I created him and her, it was good. Wait a minute, hold up. When did it become not good when you had man down there alone? Because he needed that helpmate to bring forth the light that helped me. And they don't even understand. It ain't help meet your lust. It ain't help to meet your feeling, your pleasure. You ignorant men. You get pleasure and she get pain. No, y'all ain't created it like that. And that's where the sickness rests therein. No, you come to meet his will and his will only. You don't, she ain't coming to meet your will, man. You ignorant. She's coming. He created her to meet his will. When did his will exist, Deborah? Before the foundation of the world. That's why when he looked down at man and said, wait a minute, hold up. It is not good. It is not good. And I said, Father, wait a minute. What you mean it's not good? This is the way you created it. He said, but Deborah, when I looked and I saw man, I said, wait a minute, something missing. And they too ignorant today to see that. That without woman, just like James Brown said, this is a man's world, but without a woman. But the hearts of way the man have gone today is so heartening and so darkened that they can't even see their way. That's why I know they're not walking in the light. You get to the light. And I'm going to teach and come back on to this evening, maybe, regarding the light and how important the scriptures talk about Yah. It's leading us to the light and how important it is to get to the light. Because if you're thinking it's about getting to these platforms and being what it is about, you're going to be lost without a cause, because these platforms is giving you a lot of monkey yucky, and you better get it right. And I feel sad for the young lady that lost her life, but what I'm hoping is she was just here to pass by. A lot of people don't understand. Things that happens is not here for you to praise and to voice your opinion and to make right, wrong, right. And that's where the error of our men, many of them, They think they have the power and the authority to be a king, to be a leader. Tribe of Judah, sit your butt down. You see here, you're blind. You need glasses. And you see that old line? Go back to Jacob. Jacob tell you, you're an old line that ain't going to get up until Shalom come. You know why? Because that's when he's going to come and wipe your tail up. And it won't be you in this generation. It won't be you. But it's one those that Yah has already called as vessels that has still got some filthiness in them. He's going to use them. It won't be you. He already told me it's too much hate, too much evil, too much wicked amongst the tribe of Judah this day. So he said, no, it won't be you. You thinking it is, but you can go on and keep on thinking it. Let's see if you're going to get on the other side to the promise. You're going to be saying the same crap you saying now that you've been saying the last 3 years I've been on this platform. Same old mess. Keep on. I see it switching up. It's switching up and it keep running right back to the same thing. But when you finish, you lost without a cause. A lot of them don't even understand Babylon been down. And they still serious. Oh, they waiting for him to bring in deliverer. Okay, you keep on waiting. It's a reason why he has prophets. It's a reason why he has prophetess. It's a reason why he have a body of Hamashiach. Everything that we need spiritually is rest therein. And we are refusing the body of Hamashiach. We're refusing the prophets and the prophetess that are called in the body of Hamashiach. So I will say, let me kind of, as I'm going off, I'm gonna kind of show you some of the things that I've been doing lately. And honestly, the greatest thing is that the Most High is ministering to my spirit, and I thank him for that. I thank him for constantly coming to me every day. I'm learning every day. If you're not learning every day something from the Most High Yah, you're still lost without a cause. Because Yah is a spirit that comes to you day and night and throughout the day with something different, that something you did not know. You see what I'm saying? He's not going to let you just walk around on here and just let you say you've been taught by the Holy Spirit or the Holy Spirit is leading you and you're not learning. You have to learn every day of your life once you come into the truth. Okay? Once you start to walk in the light and the spirit of the Most High is living in you, he's teaching you every day. You should be able to start feeling when he's talking to you, when he's saying this to you, when he's warning you. Like my ex-husband said, he said, you better watch what you're saying because everything you saying is coming to pass. And it ain't waiting a day or two. It's happening. And it's true. It is true. Let me not say nothing. Let me not say nothing. Let me not say nothing. But yes, it is true. And it's scary. It's not something you praise and you boost up and no, because your thoughts can be manifest. You see? And you don't want that because you don't want everything that you saying and everything that you did, you thinking. You want to make sure that the Most High Yah is leading you in spirit and in truth. And cast away the thoughts of your mind and the words of your mouth if it does not line up with the spirit of the Most High Yah. Still, we got to honor him. We got to respect him. We got to look to him as being all that and some, because he is who he said he is. He is the I am. I accept him as the I am because it fits who he is. You see, I could say I am, and I know who he is because it fits him. Because it's like saying, who do you say that I am? How dare you think that you know who I am? I am who I say that I am, not who you say that I am, who you think that I am, who you want to be, who you want to say and teach that I am. I am who I say that I am. That's deep. That's deep. That let me know everything else everybody else said ain't worth a pot of burnt beans. So I, Sister Deborah, said to you, I enjoy you all in the live chat coming on this morning. And I hope that I said something that really helped you all in a great way and be able to minister to other spirits. Be encouraged. This is what happened to me. When I was talking to those young men, not the young men, I call every man young. But when I was talking to these men, it brought me back to time past in my life, how many men that I had to talk with, in a sense, counsel in many ways. Everywhere I worked, I was the one that people would come to and ask questions and want to open up. People open up pretty easy to me, but I think that's still the spirit of the Most High. Yeah, it ain't me as an individual. And what it come, let me listen to this, you guys. What it led me to understand this week, when listening to these men talk about the issues they had with their mother, it made me, I'm typing a letter and to each one of my children, and I'm going to give them the opportunity to talk to mother. Tell mother, is it something I have said to you in time past or even lately that have wounded you even up until the year 2021 that you feel that bothers you that I said or I did? I want you to be able to talk to me and tell me where I went wrong in you and how you feel about something I've said to you when you was a little kid, or something I done when you was a little kid, or that still live with you today as a stumbling block. Because that's what I think, that getting your house in order is because your house in order first have to be able to accept spirit and truth. And if they don't, your walk alone will lead them to want to serve the same Yah that you serve once you show them a level of love. You see what I'm saying? So since these men are complaining and have in time past about what their mother have said to them and what their mother have done, being so I have 6 adult children, I'm bringing it before them in that same manner. And I'm going to be an ear to hear, not to speak. Be quick to hear and slow to speak. And this is the moment of where I want to just talk to each and every last one of them regarding maybe something I've said to them, maybe something I've done to them that they felt that has been with them even to today, because I want them to be set free. And as I was thinking about doing that, and I really am. That's my plan. That's what I'm really going to do this week. Uh, uh, is get those letters out, letting them know that mommy is here, and I want to hear if it's anything that I have done throughout your life when you was young or whatever. Bring it before me. I want you to get it out. I want you to talk about it, because my experience in my life in the 59 years, and not just with men, but with women, people have issues that they have had with fathers and mothers, and they still holding it to today. But with me, I want to set them free. The reason why I must do this is, listen to this. This is very powerful. The reason why I must do this is people do not understand the back end to the front. They understand the front to the back. Sister Deborah is talking about the back end. The back end says that, okay, Deborah, I created you before the foundation of the world. I signed on your birth certificate in the heavens as a prophet to the Father. Okay, a prophetess to the Father. Now, before you was a mother, mm, mm, mm. Before you was a daughter, mm, 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 mm. Before you was a wife, mm, 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 mm. Before you was a sister, a aunt, a friend, you was to me a prophetess. You hear a lot of silly women that has been teaching on this devil platform many years. You don't have to say that you're a prophet, because back in the days, they never said. But baby, you're ignorant and you're stupid. Because how would you have known they were prophets had not it been listed as prophets? And as you see, I want each and every last one of you all go to the prophetess in the Bible, and you will see she was never called a wife. She was never called by her name. She was first called what? By her holy calling from heaven. Prophetess, then her name, wife of so-and-so. You see, that wife come on the tail end because it's flesh. But what is spirit comes on the headline. When the Bible speaks of prophets and prophetess, he speaks of who they call spirit. That's coming from the back, y'all. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all so busy coming from the front, from the this way, and then going backwards. See, from the back end, the way I'm taught by the spirit is from the back end. That's where he taught me since I was 4. So he ain't gonna turn around and say, Deborah, you go all the way down here and then you back up and go that way. No. I wouldn't even teach you all, or I wouldn't even talk to you all in that way. I only can teach you what he have given me. And in the back end, you was first a prophetess. You're listed on that birth certificate to come here as a prophetess. And that's what you are. And they don't even line you under the last name of the man. It says, if that person is a prophet, this is me, prophetess Deborah, not Deborah Brown, but prophetess Deborah, wife of whomever. You get it? That's how you know things in spirit and truth. You know that the way y'all lined it up is where man naked eyes cannot see, but only his spirit man can understand. See, that's why I say they lost without a cause. And they didn't listen to the prophets and the prophetess. Now, I'm going to say not the prophetess. They didn't listen to the prophet then. Okay, the prophets. Now, they didn't listen to the men back then, but the women was the judge. They was the judge of the whole house of Israel. That's why when Sister Deborah's talking to you, you all can't tell me nothing. Because my calling required me to judge the whole house of Israel. And they ain't heard nothing yet. That's what's in me. That's what's bubbling up in me. You see? It's the fact that you are called to do what I tell you to do. Not what they want to say you are to do. That's why I say the women are so silly and ugly at the same time. Because they think they so Hebrew Israelite learn to their ignorant. You see, they follow under all these here cults and all these here camps and all these groups, and even those that's in their own home. They're ignorant when they tell you you're not supposed to tell who you are. I'm a prophetess in the wilderness. And that's all right with me. So I, Sister Deborah, would say unto you, I'll be back again. And you all, I like to say in the live chat, I love you all. And I thank you all for coming on this morning. I know I was pretty early. I had to get it out because he has been dealing with me. Deborah, come on, put it out there. Put it out there. And I'm telling you, like my mother said, you are hard-headed, you know, and I need to be more obedient to the Most High Yah. And I pray to him that he birth in me obedience in the way that it is resting therein. And I say unto you, I love you all, and I will be back. Shalom and shalom.